Hello, you're watching ERi-TV and welcome to English News Broadcast. These are the top stories. 20 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today. Eritrean nationals in the UK organized a meeting in London. The global COVID-19 cases and death toll continue to rise. And Niger classroom fire kills at least 25 school children. The local news. We have an announcement from the Minister of Health. 20 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at quarantine centers and testing stations in the central and southern Red Sea regions. Out of this, 19 patients are from the testing centers, 13 and quarantine centers, 6 in Asmara Central region. The last patient is from quarantine center in Asab Southern Red Sea region. On the other hand, 2 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospitals in the central region have fully recovered and have been discharged from these facilities. The total number of recovered patients has currently increased to 6,784, while the number of deaths stands at 47. And the total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 6,979. Minister of Health, Asmara, November 9, 2021. Eritrean nationals in the UK organized a meeting on November 7 in London, focusing on the objective situation in the homeland as well as regional and global developments. Speaking at the event in which nationals from the UK cities of London, Sheffield, Leeds, Birmingham and Glasgow took part, Mr. Sifanos Habtemariam, Eritrean ambassador to the UK and Northern Ireland, said Eritrea came out victorious against all external hostilities and continued to contribute its part in the peace and stability in the region. Ambassador Stefanos also said Eritrea will maintain reinforced engagement for the development of mutual cooperation and friendship with the neighboring peoples and countries, stating that the new era of peace and cooperation is the result of the strong perseverance and resilience of the Eritrean people inside the country and abroad. Ambassador Stefanos called for nationals in the diaspora to strengthen organizational capacity and unity as in the past and play due part and role in the national affairs, pointing out that Eritrea, with the solid unity of its people and visionary leadership, possesses a bright future. He called for committed participation for the successful implementation of the national development drives. The participants expressed resolve to strengthen organizational capacity and contribution of the national development programs. The National Union of Eritrean Women branch in Juba, Republic of South Sudan, organized a meeting on November 7 aimed at strengthening participation of members in their national affairs. Speaking at the event, Ms. Rishan Berhem, Vice Chairperson of the Union branch, said the objective of the meeting was to revive the activities of the Union branch that was temporarily halted due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Ms. Rishan also gave a briefing of the charted out programs of the Union branch and called on members to reinforce participation and the implementation of the programs. At the meeting, Mr. Fuad Mohammed, Head of Public and Community Affairs at the Eritrean Embassy, and Mr. Ta'amel Khabra'ab, staff member of the Eritrean Embassy, conducted a seminar on the role of the National Union of Eritrean Women on the national unity and timely issues and role of Eritrean women in Eritrean societies, respectively. The participants expressed readiness to develop organizational capacity and participation in the national development drives. The National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students branch in the Gashbaka region called for reinforced effort to develop the overall awareness of the youth. At a meeting the Union branch organized in Ordet to junior and high school students, it was stated that youth will have influential role in society when they properly use the educational opportunity put in place in the areas and develop their overall capacity. pointing out that this political and organizational capacity and activities of vocational trainings are mainly focused on developing the capacity of the youth. Mr. Suleiman Yusuf, head of organizational capacity and affairs of the union branch, called on the youth to preserve the noble societal values and contribute their part in the national development activities. The participants called for the sustainability of such seminars and are aimed at developing the understanding of the youth and the national affairs. Now back with international news. After a short break. Welcome back. The total number of global COVID-19 cases has exceeded 251 million today, as of the death toll has risen to more than 5 million today. And the total number of recovered patients has exceeded to more than 227 million. This is according to world meters. The United States remains the worst hit country with more than 27.7 million cases and more than 776,000 deaths. This is according to the latest data released by the Johns Hopkins University of the United States. India has recorded a total of 34.3 million COVID-19 cases, Brazil 21.8 million, and UK 9.3 million cases respectively. 4 variants of the virus, namely Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Delta, pose the greatest public health threats so far to the world. More than 100 countries have found the variants of COVID-19, and the proportion of the Delta variant has exceeded 50% in over 90 countries. At least 25 children aged 5 to 6 have died after their straw hat classrooms caught fire in southern Niger, this according to officials. Several others were injured during the blaze, which broke out yesterday morning as children took part in school lessons in the country's Maradi region. The cause of the fire is not yet known. In Niger, overflow classrooms are often built using wood and straw when the main brick structures are unable to accommodate all school children. Yesterday's blaze destroyed 3 such classrooms. Meanwhile, at least 18 people killed and 7 others injured in southern Niger after an artisanal mine collapsed, this according to local mayor. The accident was sparked when the artisanal wells collapsed at the Garin Lima mine site in Maradi region. Rescue operations are still ongoing. There might still be bodies trapped at the bottom of the pits. Authorities indicate such accidents at this site are frequent because of soil instability and the outdated methods employed by the miners. Syria's military has said Israel carried out air raids on central and western provinces, wounding 2 soldiers and causing material damage. This according to Syrian state media. The military said Israeli warplanes fired missiles while flying over neighboring Lebanon. It added that Syria air defense shot down most of the Israeli missiles without elaborating. State news agency Sana cited a military source saying 2 Syrian soldiers were wounded and some material losses were incurred. Last month, a Syrian soldier was killed and 3 others were wounded after Israel carried out an aerial raid near the Palmyra area in the eastern countryside of Homs. Four astronauts trapped inside a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule splashed down safely in the Gulf of Mexico off the Florida coast yesterday, capping a 6-month NASA science mission aboard the International Space Station and a day-long flight home. The Dragon vehicle, dubbed Endeavour, parachuted into the sea as planned just after 10:30 p.m. local time today, following a ferry re-entry descent through Earth's atmosphere carried live by the NASA website. Live thermal video imaging captured a glimpse of the capsule streaking like a meteor through the night sky over the Gulf minutes before splashdown. And now a reminder of the top stories. 20 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today. Eritrean nationals in the UK organized a meeting in London. The global COVID-19 cases and death toll continue to rise. And Niger classroom fire kills at least 25 school children. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.